Sydney was aiming to end a 9-match losing streak against Geelong and recalled Luke Power and Brett Meredith for Lewis Jetta and Jarrett McVeigh, who was on compassionate leave. In the week after the bye, the Cats recalled Matthew Scarlett, Andrew Mackie, Tom Hawkins and Trent West.
5th game of the year for Trent West, back into the team this week. It's his chance to prove that he's in their best 22, and that's a good way of proving it.
Sydney hadn't won here since 1999, but one Swans player with no fears for this venue was Gary Rowan, who enjoyed an unbeaten season with Geelong Falcons before heading to the Harbour City.
He played all his junior footy here for the Falcons, kicks toward goal, and that is splendid. This kid is good.
Cameron Ling lingered too long on Josh Kennedy and conceded a 50-metre free kick that put Sydney in front before David Wojcinski cut loose.
And he loves to get and go, has a bounce, sizes up the big stick from 40. Cats are back in front.
Geelong frittered away the 16-10 advantage of inside 50s, while another 50-metre free kick proved a piggyback for Meredith to put the Swans in front.
For the lead. And he hits that sweet.
The Cats down at quarter time for the first time this season. Jesse White got the better of Scarlett, who had sparkled to his 50th game, before Sam Reid muffled the Cardinia faithful.
McGlynn off some hands it up, White to Reid, has the snap, they lead by 13.
Brad Ottens continued to spurn the Cats' chances.
Huge kick this, directly out. Shank. Horrendous.
After 2 misses, Matthew Stokes finally found the big sticks. Jimmy Bartell then became the 8th Geelong player to boot 20 goals for the year.
Never wastes it. It's a 2-point game.
Then a leap from the flying redhead the locals once called Lingy.
Rowan! Front spot! It wasn't intended for him. Spectacular grab. A splendid goal in the opening term. And that just as important. Sydney back out by 8.
Harry Taylor came off after a knock from Tom Lonergan. Shannon Burns took up the fight for the Cats, before Ben McGlynn's speed out of traffic triggered the Swans' final salvo before the long break.
Floats it over the top. Jude Bolton to make them pay! Right between the eyes!
At half-time, Sydney 7-5-47, Geelong 5-7-37. Ling drove in the opening goal of the second half. Burns continued to make an impact for the Cats, while Adam Goods hit the post once and missed another before he snapped to restore a 2-goal lead.
Parker gets it out, this time Goods spins it around, splendid!
The Swans were sharper out of the stoppages, leaving the Cats to play catch-up once more.
McGlynn, who's had an outstanding day at the office, and it's getting better! Biggest lead of the game, Sydney by 17!
Jimmy Bartell and Daniel Menzel booted majors in a minute to get Geelong within a kick.
Grundy, caught, had Pryor, off hands, Menzel!
Ottens gave away a free kick and Shane Mumford lined up against his former club.
From 30, he squeezed it in!
Calamity for Captain Cameron as the Cats turned for home, trailing by 11 points. 15 seconds into the final quarter, Geelong's task got harder.
Spanger back at the pack, 17 points to margin!
Ling bounced back to work a neat 1-2 with Stevie Johnson to give the Cats positive signs.
Can the captain kick one from 40? Here's a nerve settler!
Parker potted the Swans ahead by 17 points. James Podsiadly locked claws with Rowan as the intensity in the match reached another notch. Parker then popped in his second.
Mumford gives it up. Rowan to the square. White can't chest mark it. Parker! Biggest lead of the game!
A high fend from Alan Christensen on Jude Bolton gave the Swans a match-winning 27-point lead with less than 9 minutes to go.
And the long run of wins could be over.
Cats fans couldn't believe what they were watching. The team that won its previous 2 home games by a total of 336 points was cut down to size. Geelong's first home loss since the corresponding weekend 4 years ago as the Swans sealed a spot in the top 8. Full-time Sydney 15-9-99, Geelong 12-14-86. Charles Christian, Big Pond Sport.